So we are going to put this bad boy in self-drive for the entire trip. So good luck here. Let's go. Starting from here. So we're gonna start directly from my house all the way to my destination, which is 10 miles away. So it's about 19 minutes. Now, I probably don't need to show 19 minutes full of footage because, I mean, you're not going to want to sit here and watch me drive for 19 minutes. So we're just going to let it drive, and I'm going to let you see a lot of the key pointers of it. Now, I know there are different modes that you can do. So let's take a look, see what that is here. So we got chill, standard, and hurry. I'm already in hurry. And my max speed offsets at 40%. So my car is not going to go super out of control. It's gonna match with the speed of traffic and try to obey most of the speed laws, but it will still go over a little bit. Now the speed limit here is 45. Let's see what the max the car is gonna do. All right, so it's doing 45. It doesn't, 46. It doesn't see the need to do 55 on a road like this. Now, as you can see, if you look at the screen here, this is what the car sees. So you can predict, like when it starts to drive, you'll see the blue line on the road, and that's showing what the car is going. And if you see it move to the left lane, that means the car is thinking about moving to the left lane. So you can kind of see what it's about to do before it's going to do it by focusing on the blue line. I guess the blue line. One of my favorite things about the full self-driving is the ability that it's like a taxi, or it's like Uber in my own car. Yeah, that's what it's like. I definitely want to say Uber in my own car because, shit. I mean, it's so good. And it gets better and better each software update. I mean, this version of it's better than the version when I first bought the car. It just gets better and better. So I just can't wait to see what future updates look like. That happened right there because it knew I wasn't paying attention. It knew I was reading my text messages and I was probably focused on responding or the text message versus paying attention to driving, which I was. I totally was. One thing I wanted to touch on is the battery life. I don't suggest anybody to get a Tesla and if you can't charge it at home, because I'm sure that can get expensive or quite annoying, because I charge mine up every night, right? I have a home charger, a level 2 home charger, and I charged it up to 90% today because it's Friday and I'm probably gonna do a lot of driving. So I charged it to 90% today. Now, I only went to my daughter's school at home, and then now I'm on this trip, right? And I just started this trip, so I'm at 80%, which means I lost 10% of battery going across the street. Oh, I did warm up the car, so I did turn the car on to warm it up. So that cost battery percentage too. So now I'm down to 80%. When I get to my destination, I'm gonna be at 78%. And when I get back home, I'll probably be close down to 70%. Now, by the end of the night, I would expect to be down so low that I would need a recharge again. Now, if I was a regular, if I didn't have a home charger, every night that I go home, or every night I would have to go to the gas station or go to the charging station or such, based on the amount I drive. That would only work for you if you lived in the city. If you lived in the neighborhood and you only stayed in that neighborhood and you only drive from that neighborhood, without a home charger, you can get away with it. But I feel if you live in the city, and I say the city being down here, being the DMV, we're in the DMV, being DC, if you have to go back and forth to DC and you don't have a home charger, owning a Tesla, you just be owning it for the cool features and not for the benefit of saving money, because you're not gonna save money. Now I feel you save money on each charge versus, filling up a tank. Like a full charge on this takes about 25 to 30 minutes at a supercharger, and it costs about $21. Now, versus depending on the size car you have, a normal size SUV, $40, $50, $60 to fill it up, but it lasts longer. So my point is, I would just get a Tesla if you had somewhere to charge it at home, some way, somehow. If you got one in your neighborhood, if they got, charging stations in your community, if you got a garage, or if you got a long enough cord that you can pull it out to the parking lot, some way, somehow. That's the benefit, I would say. Now, here we go. We're about to merge on the highway. Trucks, cars around. We're gonna let it do its thing. Now, if I remember that this 2-lane merges into one, so it's gotta merge with all these weirdos and see what it does. Like I said, I'm not going to take over this entire trip. I'm going to let it drive door to door. So that merged right onto the highway with no problem whatsoever. It was actually very smooth. Merging off the highway. Smooth. That. I mean, you guys saw we started on my block, and now we are basically here at my destination. So driving all the way. It's a big house. Damn. With my trip.